Are we live? And we're live. Well, welcome everyone to this August community call. Today we have a full agenda. My name is Costandina. I am playing the Kiki today, so she doesn't have to take community calls at midnight. I hope that I live up to Kiki's standards and we're going to have a good community call. I'm going to say hi to the people that they are in the Zoom today with me and whoever is watching us on YouTube, Ermo, you can say hi on Matrix. And if you have any questions, do add them on Matrix and we can reply on time or async. So hi. Tim, Roland, Ryan, Michael, Paul, and Joe are today in this community call. And now I'm going to share my screen. And I would like people to tell me if they're able to actually see my screen.
Yes.
Awesome. Still seeing the slideshow?
Yes.
Amazing. So again, welcome. Today we have a full agenda with Firefox updates, machine translation, and live demo from Ryan. We'll also have some introduction from our contributors, Kitsune release that we're gonna let you know, news from our Mozilla and an upcoming hackathon, and of course the state of the Thunder from our friends in Thunderbird. With that, such as a reminder on who we are, we have amazing volunteers and we are nice employees, I hope. That we're having users across the globe. There are millions of people. If you are interested in do what we're doing, help for users on forums, help and write update knowledge-based articles and localize in your locale in case that you're speaking a language except English. We would love to have you with us. And again, if you have any questions, you can submit your questions in advance on the post that Kiki usually is doing in our forums. You can submit them live on Matrix, and if you want, you can raise your voice on Zoom. This is how you can participate, and of course, for those of you who are watching us live on our Mozilla and YouTube. So today it's gonna be me, Joe, who's gonna give the Firefox update, and Ryan, who is our engineer, who's gonna give the machine translation update. And before we dive into, I want to do something new. I thought that there was not enough space to talk about how amazing contributors we have. So I invited two Firefox contributors to say hi to all of you and to all of you who are watching us live. So Dennis unfortunately couldn't be here today, but I do have a recording from him that the slides didn't allow me to add them on, so I will play them and you will have to suffer my technical skills from playing something. And but Paul is here, so I would like to do for him to do this first. Paul was asked to introduce himself, saying something that we don't know about him, an interesting fact, why he's contributing, and any advice that he has with all of you.
I was expecting questions. So what was the first question? Sorry, let's go through them.
Sorry, the first question for Paul is where are you coming, Paul? And tell us an interesting fun fact about you.
Well, I'm in the UK, about 50 miles an hour by train outside London. The weather today is surprisingly sunny. It doesn't always rain here, just to clarify. Although I can't get the weather widgets at the moment, so although I'm on Linux, I still have to use Windows. So yes, no, the weather, I'm in the UK, weather is great. Fun fact. Okay. So many funny things that people say about me. I've once made a cup of tea for some of the actors in Star Trek.
Really? Wow.
Yes.
I feel like a short elaboration might be needed.
You're Star Trek famous.
exactly.
Star Trek famous, Paul.
TNG? Like, are we with which season? Which crew?
Fun-
Like, come on, goodness.
Yeah, Constantina, clear the schedule. This is our new topic.
No machine translation. Paul needs to talk about.
My cunning fan stop AI taking over the world. No, many hundreds of years ago, I used to volunteer at a series of film events. Various astronauts, cosmonauts, stars of small screen, stars of big screen, so hobbits and Jedi and bounty hunters and all sorts of people, actors you would recognize from various movie and TV and film franchises. Including that was some of the actors from Star Trek, mainly
cool.
Next Generation. Although I did have the chance to meet and make. I think I paid for Walter Koenig's taxi once, but yes, I have had experience of dealing with them, as well as screaming fans for the Hobbits, the Lord of the Rings, and bounty hunters having fun. Yeah, all sorts of different characters from Star Wars, Star Trek. Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Are you close to what is it, Leavesden Studio? That's near
Not
London?
that close to it, no. But yes, they did film some of the more recent Star Wars films there.
I didn't know.
So
And I
one,
know.
oh, sorry,
Sorry, go
Constance.
ahead, Michael.
If I
No,
may
I was.
quickly, one other quick fun fact about Paul is the theme that I currently use on my Firefox browser was written by Paul. Just a fun fact there.
Thank you very much.
Paul is
Wow.
everywhere. Awesome. So with that, next question for Paul is like, what motivates you to contribute?
Well, mainly the trauma of dealing with all those actors and people. No, what motivates me to contribute? Well, it started off as being an opportunity to learn a lot more on the IT side, and it's certainly done that. I thought I knew a fair bit before I started, and it turns out I really didn't. I've learned a huge amount of things, and it's things that I've used in my day job. It's things I've used on my own laptop. It's things I've used to help friends and family with their tech. So there's a lot of things I've picked up over time. And also at the same time, the Mozilla mission and what the work of the foundation, having seen some of it in person, the work that the foundation does to be able to open up education of tech globally, and to help people get online and to make create those connections. No, really vital stuff. So yeah, glad to be part of it.
Awesome. And the last question for Paul, what would you advise new people that they want to contribute?
Wow. I think first of all, start slowly, start carefully. Don't try to do too much all at once. Build into things, learn things as you go, and to get involved. Learn more about some of the furthest reaches of some of the things we've produced in the past and some of the projects we're working on now. There have been all sorts of projects which have buried themselves in the history of Mozilla that still come in handy knowing a little bit about now. I mean, Firefox OS, people remember, but things such as the Firefox OS Android app, for example. And also just bear with it. There's a lot of challenges at the moment that hopefully we're going to look at some point. But for those despite those challenges, there are people that have been in the community a number of years. I'm looking very deliberately at Tim right now. That are still here, that are still around, and we're here for a good reason, and we're here for a good purpose. And we believe, and this is maybe me being a bit big here, but I think we all believe that the challenges we're facing we can get past, and we can get through, and these challenges are not unsolvable at all. So yeah, that's what I'd recommend. And aside from that, yeah, reach out to people. Yeah, Tim, myself, other contributors. That's where a lot of the knowledge is held. And coming as somebody that has been in a room and has known more than staff that should know, yeah, there's some really fun times to be had. So yeah, stick with it.
Thank you very much, Paul. The second contributor that was supposed to introduce himself today is unfortunately couldn't make it. So I'm gonna play a recording from Dennis or Dennison. If you are in the forums, you have seen him around helping contributors. So bear with me as I am gonna try to do this. Share with sound. So let's see if that works.
Hi, my name is Denis.
Work?
I'm from Ukraine and I'm a forum contributor and moderator. Unfortunately, I can't join you live today, but my heart is with you. And I've been asked some things to tell, and here they are. A fun fact about me. I speak 4 languages now. Although I never set myself such a goal, and that helps when replying to the questions on the forums. Why do I contribute and what motivates me? First of all, I love helping with building something cool, which actually Mozilla does. I love that the values we all share come true. They're not just transparent. They become a real product that is accessible for everyone around the world. And the second thing that motivates me is the community. I've never met such a great number of different and amazing and interesting people. And I know that with any issue we have, I'm not alone here. And an advice for the contributors who are looking to be part of our community, I would say just find something that motivates you and something that you really like. Because there is a great variety of activities to be engaged into, and you would never imagine the full list, I guess. And if you have any troubles finding your place, feel free to reach out to Kiki, Konstantina, or other community managers or other community members. I'm sure all of them would be happy to help you or at least to give an advice. See you.
And that was Dennis. So we're gonna do that once a month. We're gonna get some people to introduce themselves to get some community flair to the community call. So some of you are gonna get pinged in your future if you want to be part of this, or if you feel like, hey, I actually would like to speak about what I'm doing, feel free to reach out to me directly and I can make sure that you're in the next community call. With that, I'm gonna continue sharing my screen and I'm gonna pass it to Joe, I believe.
It's me. My
Who
turn.
is gonna talk? Wait. Why that doesn't work? Doesn't wanna work. There we go.
Oh.
Joe,
Is
fun with
that what I'm
Firefox.
talking about? Fun with, is that what I'm talking about? I did not come prepared. I didn't have my web browser game set up or anything like that. Just kidding. So, hey everybody. Hope you all are well. Good to be here again. I'm gonna be just talking through some high level things that are coming down the pipeline, and as well as some things that have released. As we all know, or we may or may not know, I shouldn't assume, Firefox 142 has released or is in the process of being full released to everybody. There's some really great features going out, especially on desktop. Mobile has some redesigns to look forward to, really leaning into some modern minimalist, cleaner looking designs. So definitely please check those out if you haven't already, and be sure to voice your feedback on Connect.Mozilla. We definitely need that feedback as it helps influence the direction our products are going. 142 has some really great features coming out. One of which is link previews. That's one that I've been looking forward to for a while, where you right click and choose preview link, and you can see what's there. They can optionally include an AI generated key points about the feature. So, leveraging just some new AI and some fun stuff there. Definitely check it out, and be sure to check out release notes for this version if you haven't already. Next thing to talk about is the desktop launcher. Presently, I believe that's out on beta or nightly, excuse me. So basically what's going on is for users who have some migration woes in their future, migration woes, I mean the coming end of support of Windows 10. Another goat, just going to the great beyond. I remember Windows 7 was my favorite. But 10 is ending. Microsoft is ending support for Windows 10. And what we're doing, or what has been done, is for users who have migrated their computers using Microsoft OneDrive, a new desktop icon is being presented as opposed to the traditional Firefox shortcut. It is now a smart shortcut. Basically, what that means is it will check if Firefox has been installed on your system, and if it hasn't been, it will ask you if you want to install it. And why wouldn't you? Because Firefox is the greatest. So you're going to go ahead and hit yes, and it's going to bring Firefox back to you. Short note, this does not restore your settings and or data. You still have to perform you still have to sign into the browser and restore via sync, or restore via profile backup, or in the future before restore via an upcoming feature that I'll have more details on in the upcoming future. That wasn't too cryptic, I hope. But anyhow, so yeah, desktop launcher, you can spot it because it does not have the traditional arrow shortcut icon on your Windows desktop. It should make getting Firefox back onto your computer as easy as can be. We have a KB article up there. It is Slug Firefox Desktop Desk Launcher. And Constantina, I will give you that link so you can share in community notes. And finally, we have a feature coming in, I believe, yes, it's going to be in 142 nightly. I think it's going to roll out full-fledged in 143. But that, oh, thanks, Paul. Paul dropped the link there. Basically, the feature is called Unscripted Warning Dialog. And I've got a little blurb here. I didn't write this, so I'm not going to take credit for it. It's too eloquent for my words, but essentially, Mozilla has been developing a security feature to prevent non-Mozilla JavaScript from running in privileged Firefox contexts. While most issues have been resolved through telemetry, about 1,000 cases remain unexplained. Essentially, Mozilla will prompt affected users with a dialog offering the option to allow or block the script and to report the script. This will help us identify and fix root causes for all users, eventually eliminating the need for this dialog. And so contributors, we need your help. And what we're looking for is any users writing in about this feature, questioning it, being uncertain. We need some help just flagging those forum posts so that this way we can share that feedback with the product team. There is a tag that should be used, which I will also include in the notes. And that tag is going to be unexpected-script-load. And these are just questions around this feature so we can identify usage, identify pain points, identify anything that's not working correctly, and just relay that information back to our partners on the product team. That was pretty hefty. I didn't think I had that much, but I did. I kept talking for a little bit. So we're all set here. That's all we got. Stay tuned. We have more on the way, and hopefully we'll have that ready for you all in no time. But thanks for the time.
I needed to unmute myself. Thank you, Joe. If you can also share the Bugzilla about the unexpected script load so we can share it with contributors for more information on what's going on. that would be very helpful. With that, I'm gonna pass it to Ryan because today we're talking about machine translation. And Ryan, this is your floor.
Thanks, Constantina. Hey, everybody, I'm Ryan Johnson. I'm in Portland, Oregon, and I'm on the Sumo engineering team. And I'd like to talk to you about this machine translation initial release that we're hoping to put out, to make live sometime in September, by the end of September. And I realize this can be a controversial topic just because people have different opinions on AI and also translation in particular. The language is so, nuanced. The motivation for this was really to get all of our content as up to date in all the languages we support as possible. And obviously some of our languages are super well supported already, Dutch, Chinese, Italian, German, French are all, and others are pretty well supported, very well supported. But we have a huge number of other languages that aren't well supported. And at the same time, we thought in the languages that that are well supported, maybe this could offer localizers, who are volunteering their time. It could take some of the burden away from them if they wanted to use it. But anyway, I'll just explain here what we're thinking initially. We are going to try our first pilot of this for Spanish and Italian. Spanish doesn't currently have an active locale team, whereas obviously Italian does. I think that's Michelle, right? Or Mikel. I'm not sure how to pronounce his first name. But he's, I think, the head localizer for Italian. And our goal here is to kind of just test this out. I've already done a proof of concept of this that we ran. We didn't, release it live, but we ran it locally. And I'm gonna do a demo for you too after the slides here. But there's 2 points I really wanted to stress on this was that this will be the whole goal of us doing this was to respect the community in the sense that we didn't want to force it. It's available, translations will be generated in the locales where we have it enabled, but the community can, not approve those translations. They can reject the translations and just keep doing their own. And also, we wanted it to, if there were prior translations, this is something that I particularly wanted to make sure we did, is we respected prior translations. So, for example, if article had been translated into Italian, and then the English document is updated and a new paragraph is added, for example, that the previous Italian translation is used, and only machine translation will only be used to translate the new, fresh paragraph. So we wanted that. We had to respect, prior translations that had been approved. So those are 2 key things. I guess, the community, we still rely on the community, of course, to review the translations because, as everybody knows, AI makes mistakes. But yeah. Oh, go ahead, Tim.
I have one big question. I like if you are going to test this machine translation, but in your talk, you're already talking about translations and localizations, and that are 2 different things. My question is, in the Sumo articles, we often refer to buttons and things in from the user interface of Firefox or Thunderbird. Are you going to feed the machine translation with the translations of the interface in a certain locale? Because sometimes a button is not translated, but it's localized, so it's a little bit changed, and machine translation will translate it directly. How do you say that? And if you use that in a support article for the key buttons or whatever, then it will be really strange.
Yeah, we don't, you know, there are definitely going to be things like that, Tim, that we don't have an answer to initially. Like we don't translate images, you know, or, you know, there's no way we can do that. And I don't know, that's a very complicated topic. And like you said, if there's text for a button and you know, and Firefox in that language has a specific translation for that, or you know, we won't know that. Yeah, I guess we'll find out, you know, so it'd be good to have your feedback, Tim, on this pilot. We have we try to respect, you know, as much again, like if it's a fresh translation, we, you know, may not pick up those nuances like you said. I can think of like images or, you know, specific text on buttons like you mentioned, things like that. But if it's if a prior translation exists, hopefully the AI will pull in whatever it can from the prior translation. But yeah, I don't. This is I don't know. I don't have a good answer for that yet. You know, we I think images and things like you're describing are going to be really difficult to get perfect. You know, there's no way we can get it perfect.
No, images, yes, but a simple button like a button in Firefox with support, you can, in Dutch, you can translate it in two ways. The translation team of Firefox has, or the Dutch translation team has chosen in the past for certain wording for the translation, and we use that also into the Sumo support articles. When we say press the button support, then we put the Dutch translation or the used Dutch translation in it.
Right.
If AI will translate, or machine translation will do the real English translation, and that can be something different, a different word in Dutch. So that's what I want. The Dutch team is really trying to keep the Sumo articles using the same wording as the user interface of Firefox, Thunderbird, and other products.
I see. Yeah,
and
that's a good
nice.
point.
And that's just buttons. You know, the general text, you can translate it with machine translation, and maybe the wording is a bit wrong, or the sentence, but we point users to a certain button. Okay, press that, look for this, and under this you can find that. And if the wording is different, then the user will be disorientated.
Right.
Or something
Yeah,
like that.
that's a really good point. Yeah, I'll make a note of that because I think the way we've got it right now is it will try to, it won't know about the, you know, the official Firefox translation of the button. So yeah, that's a good one. That's a good point.
Ryan,
yeah.
I thought that we had in the MVP to respect this Firefox style guides.
We don't yet have it in there to, it doesn't, the prompt doesn't include the style guides yet. That's something that we have on our to-do list. Does the style guide have all the specific button translations in it?
I believe that like what is on GitHub it does, but I might be wrong.
Okay.
It
Okay, that would be
should
super
be,
helpful.
but I don't know how updated it is with all the
Yeah, I
latest
wonder.
versions.
Yeah, that's a good one, Tim. Thanks for bringing that up, because I think that'd be a good one for us to think about. Another thing that I would like to do that we don't have in yet is to be able to detect if there is, for example, if we have a link to a English article, and then we translate that article into Italian, it'd be nice if we automatically, discovered that, oh, this link to this other English article does have an Italian translation, and then change the link to use that. So there'll be little things like that we need to, we still need to, like if you do have, for example, if you've done a translation, you have a link to, like I said, from an Italian translation to an Italian article, the new, and then the English document, it's not worth going into this, but there's some special cases that where it gets tricky, that I think we're going to have to work through. We have some of that in there right now, but we'll probably have to work through more of that. So yeah, so that kind of hits the last two bullet points. The feedback you're giving right now, Tim, and that we'll find out as we run this pilot, is going to really help us to make this more robust. We don't see this as something that's just going to be perfect. We see this as sort of an aid, and again, I think I don't see this as something that supplants the community. I see it as something that, obviously, in locales that don't have a community, what we'd love to do is get this to the point where it can spit out a translation that's good enough that readers in that language can get the gist of the article. And if they have to, obviously they can fall back to the English article. But I think this is where the biggest impact is going to be in all kinds of, locales that have very little support, or next to none. So, yeah. Any more questions on this slide? Or Constantine, I think I have one more slide. Is that right? Let's see. Oh, okay, yeah. So the initial version will only translate, will only be for these two locales, Spanish and Italian, and in both, it's only gonna, the machine translations will only be generated for new revisions. Like a English article is updated with a new revision that's approved for localization. Then the machine translation will kick in, generate a revision, and submit it for review. And the current thinking is that we're going to have some period of time that allows the locale team to review that. And then if it's not reviewed that within that period of time, we'll automatically approve it to keep I think the biggest danger we're trying to avoid is, having out-of-date translations, that aren't in sync with the latest English content. So that's a thinking there. And let's see what else I have here. Yeah, so again, this is all depending on the reviewer. So the localizers can reject machine translations, and then they'll just, or they can reject them and then choose to use parts of them or choose not to use parts of them, whatever they wish. So with that, I think I know we're running out of time here. I'll do a quick, maybe a live demo. Let me share my screen. So this, I'm running Sumo locally here, just on a dumb test article I've got. And I've already run, I'll show you it live, but I'll just show you what, so I'll show you the translations for this. All these translations have been done with machine translation. And the Spanish locale doesn't have a locale team, so those translations are automatically approved. And then what we do is we just show a warning banner here that, what you're viewing here is has been machine generated, it hasn't been reviewed and approved by a human, so it can contain errors. So any machine translation that hasn't been reviewed by a human will show this warning banner. And that will, yeah. Going back to the article here. So whenever a new, chunk is added to the article or a new revision is added, let's just make something up here. No. So during the review, if that's approved and it's marked as ready for localization, then the translations will kick in. And those will take a while. Let's see if anything is. Doesn't have the new one yet. We'll just let that run a little bit. So right now, machine translations, let me check, make sure that. Yep. So the translations are running. I'm just checking the background logs here. So yeah, you can see the French translation just came in. That the French translation is waiting for review. So we'll have to see so you can see it right here. And then here's the machine generated translation for French, which has the test paragraph here. I can get a sense of the French, but I'm not a French speaker. And then if we go to Spanish, has been, there's no locale team, so that one should have, yeah, okay, here it is. This should have, so now the Spanish translation has been performed, and then it has the new paragraph translated, whereas all the rest of the Spanish translation was just reused from the prior one. So yeah, that's kind of all I had to share.
Ryan, Tim has a question, I believe.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
Tim, go ahead. Sorry.
About your demo. You had a banner of this is a machine translation.
Yeah.
Will people who are not logged in see that banner also? Because you're logged in, you are a user of Sumo. But if you're not
Yes.
logged in, what do you see then?
Let's go back here. So you'll see the same thing. Yeah.
And how easy can you, as a user not logged in, change the language just from this article? If you want to see the original English version because you don't trust the translation.
Right. We could right now you'd have to you know, switch to the English locale.
Yeah, but then you change everything.
So like this. But I think what would you like to see, Tim?
Now, if you are logged in, you can say, okay, I want to see the translation of that locale just from that article. You're still in the locale you are in. So in my case,
so you can kind of switch
I'm in the
back.
Dutch. I'm in the Dutch Sumo. When I'm logged in, I can see all the different articles in the different languages, but I'm still in the Dutch Sumo.
I see. So
And
you're
a
still
user who is not logged in need to change the total Sumo to another language to see another language. And I would like to see on that page, if it is a machine translation, a button, see the original text in English or
okay.
whatever
Yeah.
to help the user.
I think somebody else had actually suggested that as well. Yeah, that's so
You mean
there's like a
side by
button
side?
there.
Sorry, Ryan?
Side by side as a comparison?
Yeah, no, not just as a comparison, but I know that from the Microsoft pages, there are really bad translations in Dutch if you go to the support, really bad. So most of the time, if I find a Dutch of a Microsoft support article in Dutch, I look to the English one to understand what they are meaning. I hope the quality of this machine translation is a lot better, and I expect it is. But to give the user an option, okay, I see a machine translation in my own language, but I'm not sure this sentence, I don't understand really well what is written in English. So they need to change really quick to the original article. Not and what you said is changing the total interface, and they don't want to leave
I see.
their locale. They just want to see that only article. But I'm not sure if it's possible as a not logged in user. It's technical, but
Yeah, we should be able to do that, Tim. That's interesting. Yeah, our QA engineer was just telling me that I think it was even Dennis, the contributor, had suggested that feature as well.
It was Dennis indeed. It was one of the feedback that Dennis brought.
I think you're muted, Roland.
Still looking for Roland to unmute.
Oh, sorry. I was zoning out. I didn't mean to put my hand up. Did I put my hand up? What?
Sorry, Roland. I thought you were going to say something. So
No. Just move my lips. Sorry.
All right. Thank you very much, Ryan. If anybody has any questions for Ryan, we have 11 minutes left, so I want to make sure that we catch up on everything else. But if you have any questions for Ryan, there is a forum post that you can actually give your feedback, and I'll make sure Ryan sees them, or you can add them on Matrix, ping me, and I'll also make sure Ryan sees them. In general, I am in a lot of platforms and I see a lot of things. So if you wanna be something upper and those people see it, just ping, and I will make sure that it's you. I'm gonna reshare my screen.
by the way, thanks Tim for your those points. Good stuff to know.
Excellent points. Yeah.
Yes, thank you, Tim. Always happy to have Tim on the call. With that, I'm gonna just quickly, oh, for the love of God, Zoom really likes me too. There we go. There was a Kitchener release last week, and there were some updates today. Thank you, Ryan. Just so you know, contributor metrics are now fixed. Paul is very happy. We don't get affected on user account deletions. Paul is a bit happy, according to his face. Also, there is a Mozilla staff label that is applied to everyone's who is an employee of Mozilla answer, so you know that you're talking with an employee. In case somebody asks you to do something about filing a bug or anything, it gives a little bit extra credibility. The announcements, those banners can now be limited to one or more operating systems. We are doing that because of the upcoming Windows 10 decommission, end of support, better wording for that. We wanted to make sure that we will let the Windows 10 users know and not annoy other users about what to do. And something that went out today, the new onboarding emails are out. So Kiki did a lot of work here on having new onboarding emails and new onboarding material for new contributors that are joining our forums. A little bit about news about Mozilla. Two major things. MozFest is coming in Barcelona. Get your community's tickets here, and I need to add the link. That's on me. I will have Paul talk about MozFest as he nicely suggested that he will on the next community call. If you've never have been in a MozFest, I would suggest that you really do so if you have the ability to do so. It's an amazing experience, and this year is happening in Barcelona, so better weather than London. Sorry, Paul. And yeah, I'll also be there in person. So if you happen to be there, just ping me, and I would love to meet you also in person. There is also a Daily Defiance campaign that is going now on social media. There is a link there on the blog post. We are also gonna post about it on our Mastodon account. If you are doing something that is super cool and like using Firefox, and you want to let people know on your Daily Defiance thing, just go and post it out, and we'll make sure that we promote your posts. With that note, there is an upcoming Sumo Hackathon that is going to happen on late September. There is going to be more information about it on our September call, but just an FYI, a virtual hackathon is coming up. What does that mean? It's going to be in a week of us getting together virtually and replying to users' questions. And the winners that are going to do some challenges are going to get swag badges. And there is also going to be an Easter egg competition that I'm not going to spoil the fun now, but there are going to be foxes involved in KB articles that you folks need to find out. If you want to let us know what the name should be, it should be Replython, should be Supportthon, should be Help Us With Your Folks. We are having an open survey in our forums. So you're going to find an announcement there where I'm asking people to tell us the naming. And if you want to have a say on what is the naming of the new upcoming hackathon, you can September. You can do that there. So just a reminder, Replython is coming, or one of the names, Replython. Supportthon is another one. Supportathon is another one. Folks with Fun with Folks is another one. There are a lot of suggestions in there. So go ahead and vote. With that, and I'm sorry for only 6 minutes left, I'm gonna pass it to our lovely friends from Thunderbird to give us the Thunderbird update. And I don't know who is that gonna be, Michael, Wayne, Roland? Oops, sorry.
Wayne would like to go ahead and give the update. That's perfectly.
Go Wayne.
Or Roland, whoever was originally planning.
No plans.
Yeah, Roland, you wrote it up.
Oh, I know, but Thunderbird 142 was released yesterday, as far as I can tell. I'm just kidding. It was released. I do have an article that I updated. Yeah, the TLDR there is we can sign PDFs. You can reset your sort order, better exchange support, and something else. But it's all written there. Yeah, I think that's about it. That's all I had to say. Wayne, Michael.
Awesome. Yeah. Thank you, Roland. Really appreciate that. The other thing I would maybe like to call out is just that we are on the Thunderbird side of things, making an effort last month, this month, and moving forward through the remainder of the year to spend a little bit more time and support, making sure that we are driving up those answer rates and those solution rates for all those users out there that are asking questions about being successful with their Thunderbird product. So yeah, thanks so much. Appreciate that.
I was muted. That was amazing. Thank you very much, everybody. We're gonna have the next September call. I'm gonna stop my